and welcome back to the channel. And we've got a hard GCSE question here, and as you can see it's index rules, but it's definitely a bit harder than it looks. So as ever, pause the video, have a go at the question, and let's see if we can get the right answer. Now, it is just 3 marks, although it's at the end of the paper, so you always get less marks for doing more work at the end of the paper. And I'll also tell you it's from a calculator paper, although try not to use a calculator if you can. Let's see how we do. Okay, so how do we do? So I'm going to shrink this up a little bit so I have some space to write. So the thing that looks difficult about this question is I have the number 30 and I have the number 180. And 180 and 30 are not factors of 5. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to zoom back in again. If I look at this here, that makes me think about the number 5. So it's 5 squared or whatever it might be. What am I going to do? One of these questions where effectively you just kind of need to give it a go and see what happens. So I'm just going to write everything out in terms of prime factors, noting that my final answer should be 5 to the power of w, where w is an expression in terms of x. In other words, it's got an x in it. So let's try that. So 30 is the same as 6 times 5, and 6 is 2 times 3. So that's the same as 2 times 3 times 5. And then 25, well, I am going to make them all 5s where I can. So that's going to be 5 squared, and that's to the power of 2x plus 7. Always be careful of trying to do too many steps in one go. You don't really gain much by doing that, and you risk, frankly, just making an error. Right, square root of 180. Well, again, there's a few ways of doing this, but 180 is, well, it's 9 times 20, isn't it? So let's write that down. So it's 9 times 20, and 20 is 4 times 5. So if I write it that way, some of you may be able to see what's about to happen. Anyway, let's carry on. And I multiply that by the square root of 5 to the power of 4x plus 9. So far, looks like I'm getting somewhere. And I'm going to zoom in again just so you can see what I'm doing clearly. Now, let's deal with the denominator first. So I'm just going to write the numerator out pretty much as I have. So 2 times 3 times 5. I will tidy up this one. So that's going to be 5. 2 times 2x plus 7 is going to be 4x plus 14, and I'm dividing all of that by, well, square root of 9 is 3, and I'm writing it there for a reason. As you can see, square root of 4 is 2, and suddenly this question is looking a lot better, isn't it? Square root of 5 is 5 to the half, and I'm multiplying that by 5, expand the bracket, so 4 times a half is 2x, and 9 times a half is 9 over 2. And I've made this whole thing much better. Now again, let's zoom in slightly so you can see where I'm going. Now, I'd be careful just crossing things out, because if you cross too many things out, it's really hard to see what you've done. And I would say it's pretty obvious the 2's and 3's goes. So I'm just going to write the next line out carefully. So I'm basically going to ignore the 2's and the 3's because they cancel. And then I've got 5 to the power of 1 plus 4x plus 14. I'm dividing, so I'll take away. So I'm going to take away a half. I'm going to take away 2x. I'm going to take away 9 over 2. And let's just try and see if we can sort this whole thing out. So do my x's first. So I've got 4x minus 2x is 2x. I've got 1 plus 14 is 15. Minus a half minus 9 over 2 is the same as minus 10 over 2, which is minus 5. So in other words, I've got 1 plus 14, which is 15, minus 5, which is going to give me 10. And that is my final answer, 5 to the power of 2x plus 10. Question done. As ever, do leave a comment if you, especially got some questions about what I've done. Like, subscribe to the video. There are more of these things coming, and I will see you for the next one. Thanks all.